Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. I hope you're having a great day and I hope this video can make it a little bit better. Start of a new week and time for a new set of weekly adventures. So we have a 1.5, another 1.5, and a 3-star adventure. For the first 1.5 up against Azir, we have multiplying tendrils. So round start, all players spawn 1. So that is summon a 1/1 tentacle, and then for every other spawn, that tentacle grows by 1/1. Now, this would obviously be good for Alawi, as spawn is her main mechanic. This will also be very good for those decks that want to be able to kill enemy units, so Kayn or Volibear, being able to continually kill the enemy tentacle every single round will really help you out. And then for pretty much everyone else, just having a free blocker isn't really that big of a deal. It's a nice little bonus, but the enemy has it as well. It will be a little bit better for some of the ones also like Garen or Tahm Kench, where you can just grow your tentacle to be much larger than the enemy's tentacle. But in general, a pretty broad set of powers, or broad power that you can really use wherever you want here. Also, it's just a 1.5 star, shouldn't be too difficult. Next up then, another 1.5 up against Swain. This time, Embrace the Current. When the player plays a spell, they refill 1 spell mana. Obviously amazing for all those spells-based decks, especially the ones that want to play a lot of spells in a single round. So obviously great for Nami, as this is also essentially her star power, but also really good for Master Yi, and then pretty good for some others like Annie, Jhin, potentially Veigar if you don't have him at 3 stars yet. But all champions do play spells, so this will have some benefit for just about every deck in the game. Next up then, when the foe attacks, they summon a ephemeral attacking Spiderling. So that is not that big of a deal. The Spiderling is just a 1/1 Spiderling. Could be very similar again to those decks that like to benefit from killing enemy units, such as again Kayn or Volibear. Because for Kayn, just gives you more targets to help you scale up your units. Then for Volibear, lets you have more units to kill to generate those sigils. So again, you could try to focus on some of those champions with the swarm tactics, but I would just go with Embrace the Current and like Master Yi, and just try to rush the enemy down very quickly. Lee Sin is another one that would like this, but he doesn't have the same amount of spell generation as like Master Yi does, so it wouldn't be quite as good. With Master Yi, you could almost go infinite with this, with some different combinations. Alright, last up then for this week, we have a 3-star up against Draven. We have Dying Laughing Game Start. All players summon a 0/10 Phantom Prankster. So you'll have this, and the enemy will have this as well. So when another ally dies, deal 1 to the enemy nexus. So any deck that has a lot of units dying will be able to benefit from this. So that can sometimes be Poro King, but more often it's like Misfortune or potentially Gwen, Kindred, Thresh. Most of the Shadow Isles decks, other than Veigar, do a lot of sacrificing their own units. But just also be aware that the enemy is going to have this as well, so you might want to focus on trying to take the enemies off the board as soon as you can. They also have fan favorite round start, give the foe's strongest unit 2 power and overwhelm this round. So that's just going to be working on making their strongest unit a little bit stronger every round. And with that overwhelm, even if you block, they still might be able to punch through and hit your nexus. Not that big of a deal, especially since there's no other modifiers that are really making that too deadly. But just be aware of it. You might want to have a stun or CC ready to deal with their units. And then just the vicious enemy making everything harder. Overall, a pretty whatever week, not that big of a deal, and also not really pushing you towards any specific champion. Like, you could really go for like a Shadow Isles deck here for the Dying Laughing, but I don't think these modifiers should be too difficult. So really, play whoever you want here. I know for most people it's just going to be like Jinx or Aurelion Sol. Overall though, the week, not that interesting. Also very low, just 2 1.5 stars and a 3-star, and none of the modifiers really seemed that interesting to me. To be honest, if I didn't need to play these to get the rewards out of them, I probably wouldn't bother. None of these actually look that interesting. Maybe I've overlooked something though. If you found some cool combination, definitely comment down below, let me know. But that's it for me. I hope you all have a great day and a great week.